Hey everyone, Rob from Southgate Media Group here. Before we get started with this podcast, we have a quick message. If this is your first time checking out the show, we love that you found us and we really hope you enjoy it. What we have to say is for the subscribers. If you enjoy our shows, would you please donate to help keep these going? We don't want to have to put traditional ads on these shows, but this does cost money. So we really do rely heavily on donations. To make a donation to the show, please go to our website, www.southgatemediagroup.com. Go to the page for the show, and in the upper right-hand corner is a donate button. It takes you right to PayPal, and you can donate whatever amount you want. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. And now on with the show.
Welcome to Live at the Blue Box. We are ready to do This Week in Geek. Today is April 16th. I hope you paid your taxes, Edward. That's right. April 16th, 2015. It's tax day. No, I'm kidding. A little thank you. So, all right. I want to jump right in, but let's introduce ourselves first. And for those of you that don't know, we do live podcasts here, and we're doing one right now. So... on the end, who do we have?
I'm Chris Mao, owner of Blue Box Cafe and co-host of several podcasts.
Several podcasts, yes. And in the middle here?
I am Edward Lee.
And you're co-host of several podcasts and owner of Blue Box. Okay.
Yep.
And I'm Rob Southgate. Okay.
I am Chris.
I am Legend. That's funny.
We got a lot to talk about.
We do.
Does anyone want to jump in before I jump in with headlines? Because I got a lot. I took notes again.
I didn't take notes.
Who gets the big one? Can I do it?
Go ahead.
Okay, they released the trailer for Star Wars Force Awakening, and I posted on Facebook and put 8 wows. So yeah. I was thoroughly impressed with.
Oh my gosh, this trailer. Did you watch the trailer, Edward?
I watched the trailer.
Did you guys watch the trailer?
Anybody?
Did you see the trailer for the new Star Wars?
One person.
Amazing.
It is amazing, and I think you and I talked about the highlight was seeing a crashed superstar destroyer on Tatooine, which was unbelievable.
Yeah, it starts out, you see this like a land speeder going across Tatooine, and it's very typical Star Wars. Mm-hmm. But in the background, it passes a Star Destroyer crashed on the planet, and it just made that geek in me light up. I was so excited, and all of it seemed exciting. And then it ends with Harrison Ford and Chewie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're home, Chewie.
Exactly.
Actually, we're home, Chewie.
We're home, Chewie. Good. Oh, was that David Duchovny or Han Solo?
Bad
impressions.
Oh, it was Han Solo. Yeah, he looked really good, and he looked alive, which was amazing. So
not dead. He looked alive.
He didn't have a broken hip or anything.
No.
Yeah.
Well, they tease it with the Millennium Falcon being in a chase scene, which is typical Star Wars trailer, and you knew they might show up, but it was great to just see them at the end. And he looked good.
And I think that's where Abrams got it right, at least so far. You know, when we watch those Star Trek remakes, there's all that lens flare, and everyone complains about his lens flare, and I get it. As somebody who's played around with cameras, it's those little things that you kind of like doing.
Right.
Like, you're like, oh, this is cool, I got some lens flare. Like, I always actually kind of liked that.
Sure.
It did respond.
I think it adds realism to the picture.
It does. But he said, you know what? He came out after this last Star Trek movie and he said, you know what? There's been a lot of criticism about this, and it's gotten a little out of control. Don't expect that in Star Wars. Well, I didn't see really any.
No.
But it did have his look where it's got the hands-free camera. Like, even the space battle stuff seemed like they were shooting with a handy cam, which obviously they're not. Really cool. But I think his space battle stuff is going to be incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
Watching those X-Wings fly over the water, the TIE fighters that flew in, and then that shot when they went into that, like whatever the ship was, and it flew down into
it looked like it possibly was a Star Destroyer engine or something like that he came in. Yeah, it was great.
Gosh, it looked awesome.
So, it looked good, and then they hinted at the girl as the female lead looked like it was going to be Jaina Solo, which in the books is Han and Leia's one of their twin kids, and it's fraternal twins, and there's Jason and Jaina,
right?
And they they're both strong in the Force and do all that stuff, and it looked really, really good. So,
Yeah.
And I like the overdubbing of Mark Hamill talking.
Yes.
It's like, I have the Force is strong in my family, and then they show the Darth Vader helmet.
Hand.
Yeah,
The metal hand. Oh, the Darth Vader helmet.
Darth Vader
was
helmet.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was great. That was really, really cool. So.
I like that he sounded
Sorry,
like
I'm
the
getting
Joker,
chills
too.
right now. So.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I can't wait. You know what? This came out at the right time, too, because the hype for Ultron, it's like all I can think about.
Right.
This has, I'm not saying it took away from it. It got me to think about something else. So now I can get back to the business of being excited about Ultron.
Sure.
As opposed to like the build-up that was happening where I'm like, I can't make it another week.
And sorry to Marvel, but you're no Star Wars. So
You know what? Age of Ultron is going to be awesome.
Well, it'll be awesome. It will be,
Yes.
and there's no doubt it's going to be.
How dare you?
Well, no, I'm not saying how dare you. I think it's equally as exciting.
Yes.
But when you look at the fandoms,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're not
this
Star Wars or Star
thing.
Trek, everyone's fighting for third. That's the way I
So
look
are
at it.
you
Yeah.
excited about this, Edward, or do you care?
I'm excited for it. I'm just
Do you know
you're
what
as
Star
excited
Wars
as
is?
The two of us?
no. I'm not excited as the two of you, but I am excited.
Okay.
I'll watch it.
I'll watch it.
I'll watch it.
Listen to that.
Yeah, that's.
That's what you say when your
Yeah.
wife says we're going to watch a Lifetime movie, and you're like,
I'll watch it.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, The Godfather.
I
I
won't
heard of it.
watch it.
It's okay.
Yeah.
The Godfather.
The
It's
Godfather.
okay.
I'll watch it.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. No. Oh, that's ridiculous. So yeah, good one, Chris. You nailed it with that. I'm not going to do. There was another teaser. We might as well get this one out of the way. There's a lot of teasers we're going to talk about, but the teaser. Now this is the big new trend. They put out a teaser for a trailer that's coming out right afterwards. So now you get like
Right.
5 seconds and then the trailer, which is a little weird. But
Not a little. It's very weird. So
Yes. The teaser that came out today was Batman vs. Superman.
Oh.
Just
Yes.
released the stupid trailer. You
Right.
did the teaser months ago at that con. I want to see the trailer.
Well,
Trailer comes out tomorrow, right? Is that what they've said?
I don't know. Let me
Okay,
check.
did you guys watch the teaser?
Yes.
Okay, everyone
yeah,
online
it's-
was whipping up like it's great.
It's not good at all.
No, it's not good
Yeah.
at
It's
all.
really bad.
There's nothing in it. It's their outfits.
Right.
And I'm like...
and some
I'm
gray stuff. That's what.
So, okay, as hyped as we are about this Star Wars thing where I can barely contain myself, every Ultron thing I see, my brain, I actually lose brain cells because I get so intoxicated by it. This...
And we need to warn them to stop because we both need all we got.
Yeah,
so.
right. We got to hang on for dear life.
Edward,
This-
you're young. You can.
And
you
I
got
love
room.
Batman. I love this stuff. And I'm
Right.
just like, I watched it and I was like completely nonplussed. So,
I mean-
and it, Edward, what would you say about this?
It just did
I'll see
nothing. No, well, I actually will see it.
I'll
I am-
see it too, but
I'm more excited. Well, not really.
Let's see. I don't think there's anything that they can do to take away from the Ultron. And then
Right.
I have this feeling that they kind of got trumped by Star Wars, and they went, "Oh, we got to put something. We got to
gotta
get
put
something
something
back."
out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Teaser.
I mean, it's the old DC kind of thing that we've talked about, where
Yes. They're playing catch up and-
they're playing catch up, and they have great properties. They should just run with it and say,
Right.
"We are what we are." But
Just do it. Don't try to copy.
And they are falling behind because they are of that. They're the second wheel. They're the third person on a
yeah,
date. It doesn't
DC
work.
people don't want to hear you say it, but
I
it's
know.
true. I mean, yeah, Batman is, arguably Spider-Man is actually considered a bigger character than
Sure.
Batman as far as licensing and everything.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
But-
Batman is a juggernaut. I mean,
He
I would
is.
say to me, from growing up, Batman was Batman and Superman that you watched. I mean, Spider-Man was in cartoons, and I like Spider-Man. I think
yeah,
he was
but you
great.
had access to Batman.
we
and
had access to
Superman.
Batman and Superman. They
But
were
now
there.
in this day and age, I think Marvel is really overshadowing DC.
It is.
And, I liked Watchmen. Nobody seems to like Watchmen. I thought Watchmen was really good.
Me too.
So Zack Snyder doing stuff with DC, I'm cool with that. But I don't think okay, here's the thing. With Joss Whedon, they knew they had a guy that could run this universe. Now, is
Absolutely.
he running everything? No. He's kind of that executive producer. They make the Russo brothers make Captain America 2. They have discussions with Joss Whedon,
Right.
I'm sure. Is he writing it? No. But is he giving some guidance like, hey, you know what? I would do this? Yeah, he is.
Right.
Is Zack Snyder doing that for all this stuff? I doubt it. I think that the suits are controlling Snyder. Snyder then is the figurehead for it.
Well,
And that's the wrong approach.
Well, Marvel can afford a misstep or two where DC cannot. DC has too much skin in the game, and they are teetering on the verge of being.
I'll say they do.
absorbed.
Have you seen that Aquaman poster? Thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Well, it's like the Green Lantern. The Marvel put that out. It was bad, but they recovered from it. It
They
wasn't.
didn't recover from it.
No.
That put a stain on DC.
And the bad thing is, I think there's some very redeeming parts of that movie, except
right
for what
until
we
it
talked
gets to
about.
that
Yes.
scene with the Hot Wheels.
Yes,
thing.
exactly.
It's the worst. But it's got that awesome Oa stuff.
Oh, yeah.
and
Oh yeah,
Sinestro. Yeah,
everything
okay.
that wasn't on Earth was amazing. But everything
Right.
on Earth was
Oh yeah.
really bad.
Well, no, the interaction between the characters was good. I thought the Blake Lively, that whole thing was decent.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
okay. I mean, it was acceptable. But then they get to the fight, and it's like, I'm going to throw a tanker at him. Well, the thing's a planet. Have we not watched Armageddon? It doesn't work. It's okay.
Right. It's like all the things that are wrong with the Green Lantern concept.
Exactly.
They highlighted.
Yes.
yeah.
Here's all the flaws, and let's accentuate those. And
We're going to
hope
make a
people like it.
Superman movie, and we're going to make him so invulnerable to everything that we really do make him a god.
Except
and really, nothing
for-
can beat him, and nothing can happen. Oops. I mean, that's really what it was like. Like, okay,
Yeah.
we're going to highlight the things, because that's really what's wrong with Superman. That's why
Yes.
everyone gets weird about Superman, because
Yeah, he's too powerful.
he's too powerful, and there's no way to depower him.
No.
When they,
But that's what
they
makes him
tried,
super, so.
And so then they give Batman a suit that he can fight Superman, and I'm like, he's still a guy, and
Right.
Superman can turn back time if he could turn back time. Remember that? And, that was really bad.
Yes, that
when,
was.
when he did that.
Boo. That was a boo.
But when he did that, when he turned back time, it's like this guy is essentially like a god,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
and
But that's always
Batman
been
putting
the
on a
mythos of
suit
him, though.
can't
The
fight.
mythos of Superman has always been God. Alien
Right.
comes down, impervious to anything, and then when you do find
Well,
a
yeah.
flaw, it's a huge and it's a big moment in the first series.
Right. In if you watch that last Superman movie, that whole thing was allegory for Jesus, and they were
Yes.
trying
Yeah.
to do that whole godlike thing, and
Sure.
it's like, I get that concept, but it's highlighting what's wrong with the actual
Right.
Thing itself.
story.
Well, he's technically the first superhero of that kind
Of that type,
of that
yeah.
magnitude, and they built it and put themselves in a corner that they can't get out of.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be,
Why, like 100 years later, they're
exactly.
still,
It's like, they can't get out of it,
oops.
but so
Yeah.
then they have to go around it and.
Well, you know what?
kinda-
They actually did get out of it,
figure it
or
out.
they could have when they did the Death of Superman, and they had that
Oh,
was
yeah.
interesting when the way
Right.
they did that. But then they bring him back, and he's back to being basically everything he was.
Sure. Well, yeah,
It's like,
but
why
And
did
then
you
you-
read
and
it?
then-
but he is in that godlike mode, and he has a conscience, and he is
I think
generous.
Dr.
and
Manhattan in The Watchmen is a much better character
yes,
because he is godlike, but it's always on the brink.
right.
And when he pulls the plug,
Yeah.
spoiler, he pulls the
Pulls
plug.
the plug, yes.
You're like, wow, he is that powerful.
Right. Like, oops, don't
Yeah,
make him
nobody-
mad.
He's not getting into fist fights.
No.
Boy, he had a big blue something going on in that movie too. Okay,
The big blue yonder.
yeah, I'm moving on.
Hello.
Okay, a lot of the stuff that happened this week. There's a lot of stuff that is people in negotiations,
Oh, yeah.
stuff like that.
the big internet hoax, or is that what we're going to talk
No,
about?
no. This isn't a hoax. This isn't a hoax.
Well, you know what I'm talking.
Which one are you talking?
Constantine.
Monday the 20th.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Constantine thing. That,
Monday the 20th, the trailer will be out for.
Okay, Monday.
Yeah.
Monday, yeah.
Monday, April 20th, the trailer for Batman v Superman.
They need
It's
to
Batman
rework
versus Superman. Let's face it.
They need to rework it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this didn't work. We got to
Yeah,
change
they
it.
just hired Joss Whedon as a consultant to see if they could fix something. They should hire us. We could
Spike, yeah.
totally fix it. Put in a Hot Wheels and Sinestro.
Spider-Man 96.
Yes.
They walk by a
Yes.
Star Wars poster, just flip it off, and they stomp on stuff. So,
You know
sorry.
what? You want to fix this movie? You have Batman and Superman fighting, and a Star Destroyer crashed in the background. I would be so in. Could you imagine?
And the moon as the Death
But
Star.
the kicker is
The moon as
Spider-Man.
the Death Star.
Right.
Yes.
The kicker is Spider-Man is swinging on the Star Destroyer.
He just said the moon is the Death Star.
The moon is the
and
Death
Spider-Man
Star.
is swinging from the Death Star.
Nice.
Yes. Although he'd be really small. Death Star is huge. You wouldn't really see him. That doesn't work.
No, his web is just really long.
Luke
You
took
just
down
see
the
him
Death
going
Star in
back.
one.
Oh, it's a
X-wing.
really long web, and he's just hanging.
Yeah, that makes sense when he shoots it up into the sky.
At the end of that, he has no body fluid left. It's like, Mary Jane, give me some water. Didn't she die? Damn it.
No, at the beginning of the movie, he shoots the web. At the end of the movie, he just still ends there.
It just ends, and then the next movie starts with the web finally hitting the moon.
Yeah.
It's like 3 years later. They go back, and he's just a pile of dust.
I got it.
Stupid webbing.
I got it. Finally.
That's a way to bring down Marvel. That's how they're going to do it.
Right. So the one I was going to talk about, the rumor thing, one of the rumors, this has been going around for a while, but it looks like there's actual movement on it. They are looking to reboot Fletch. Now, I love the first
John
Fletch
Cocktoaston.
movie.
John
What is
Cocktoaston.
I love the first one. Did you ever see the first one, Edward?
No, I haven't seen. I don't know.
Do you know what
is.
Fletch is?
No.
He's 6'2", 6'9" with the afro. His Fletch. I've never seen it. What are you talking about?
Love your body, Larry.
We're-
There's a woman
So-
named Larry in it, and he's on the
Okay.
phone. And he says,
To
"Love your
give-
body,
to-
Larry," and the
to-
guys all
to-
looking at him
to-
weird.
To give a quick recap, Edward, it's Chevy Chase is one of his few good films.
Yeah, it's actually
Okay.
like his best work.
Yes.
I mean, really. I mean, there's some really good ones. There's some really bad ones, but this one is pure him. It works really
Okay.
well. And the books aren't really that funny. The books are actually pretty serious. The books are
Right.
great. Mm-hmm. And what they've said is they actually have gotten the rights back to the books,
Nice.
and they're looking to put these out, reboot the series. So I'm thinking they're going to do it with this in a straight way,
Right.
but the guy that they
Wait
say
for
they're
it.
getting for it, I just lost his name, is Jason Sudeikis or Sudeikis.
Oh, Sudeikis, the Saturday Night Live guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which that's not going to be serious. He's going to be doing Chevy Chase's Fletch, kind of.
Right.
But the idea of him doing it, he's perfect casting.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
I mean, if anyone is going to be in that vein of character, it's him.
Right. That clumsy, smarmy kind of.
And I think this is a guy
Tongue-in-cheek guy?
he was in Horrible Bosses, which I didn't like. I don't know if you liked it. You didn't see it.
I haven't seen it.
I didn't think it was that great.
It was
But he in-
watchable. That's about it.
Did you see the movie We're the Millers?
He was good in it, actually.
Oh my God,
He was really
no.
good in it.
funny
Yeah.
in that. You wouldn't have seen that one either. Edward, you're not allowed.
Julia Roberts.
No.
No. Julia Roberts'
no.
niece is in it, isn't she?
Gary Sinise?
No,
That's a
Julia
guy.
Roberts. What's her name?
Jennifer
Roberts?
Aniston.
Emma Roberts. Is that the girl?
Is it?
I think it is.
Jennifer
Angelina
Aniston's
Jolie.
in it.
Yeah, Jennifer Aniston is, and yeah.
Yeah.
No regrets.
Yeah, right. So I mean, that's. I think that's cool. I think that what they're doing is they've talked to Sudeikis, or however you say his name.
Sudeikis.
They're going to use his
Sudeikis.
his power,
Potato,
his
potato.
star power, and the concept of him
Right.
to sell it to the studio to get this made.
Sure.
I like the idea. I think he's the right choice if they're going to go for that look.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to go a different way, they got to get away from those Saturday Night Live actors
Right.
totally. Now,
And-
there was a thing a few years ago. I remember Kevin Smith actually was going to direct a Fletch movie. And
And then he did Unbreakable, and so, or not Unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Not Unbreakable.
Kevin
I'm sorry.
Smith's Unbreakable.
How to Break Unbreakable with Kevin Smith.
He
so.
did. I
can't
don't
think
know
of
what
it.
he did then.
It was
Don't ask me.
it was awful. I've erased it from my memory. That's all.
Something terrible.
So let's get away from this.
But he was going to use Jason Lee as Fletch, which once again,
Yeah.
Jason Lee as Fletch. You're going for more of that Chevy Chase thing, but he would have been a good Fletch also.
Right.
He's got that like cocky, funny.
Oh, sure.
Would have been a different take. I would have liked that. Although it would have turned into a Kevin Smith movie, so there would have been, potty
Jason
humor
Mewes and yes,
yeah, Snooch to the Nooch Fletch, and
There would have been
Yeah.
the dance. It would have been very awkward.
right, the time shows up
That's
and they
right.
dance and
What?
yeah.
Do the bird. It's all set. We're good.
Right. All right, what do you got, Edward? I can tell you're just itching. You're like, what are they talking about?
I have no idea what we're talking about. So Ice Cube said he wants to make another Friday movie.
You were going to put this in the
So-
news?
Are
I
you-
skipped
no way.
over this.
No.
No.
Saying this, yep.
Who cares? Did you see the Friday movies?
I think I've seen, no.
No, you didn't see. Did you see them, Chris?
Yeah.
I saw
sure.
the first one and I thought
Yeah.
it was all right.
Yeah.
And then the second one, I was like, this is terrible, and I have nothing to do with that.
Cashing
And-
the check. That's all
And
right.
him doing another one, I'm like, this isn't news. This is terrible. Who cares?
Yes.
Everyone that actually likes Freddy.
Who does?
That's not, I don't know, other people.
Does
that's
anybody
not
here like
you.
the movie Friday?
Anybody seen it?
Okay.
Yeah,
You
we
like
are,
the
yes.
movie Friday? Yeah, okay. Well, you know
We're
what?
not talking
The
about
third one. Enjoy.
We're not talking about
Got
TGI
one
Fridays.
person.
We're talking about the
No,
movie
TGI Fridays
Not
with the Bloomin' Onion.
That's right.
Now we're talking.
Bloomin' Onion.
I don't know. What do they do?
No, the Bloomin' Onion is
That's
Outback
Outback.
Steakhouse.
I don't know. I don't eat at those places.
I
know
know.
they have a bunch of crap on their walls and it's red and white
Yes,
stripes.
that's
what
red
I
and white
know.
stripes. Flair.
All right, so
My mom likes the margaritas.
how about this? Angelina Jolie is under consideration to direct Captain Marvel.
Yes. Now this was the one when we were first sitting down. I said, "Ooh, there's a couple of news things I missed." Angelina Jolie is being considered to direct Captain Marvel. Has she directed?
She directed Salt, I believe,
I didn't see Salt,
which was
Salt
good, and she just directed something else. She's actually pretty good.
I actually, even without seeing her direction, I'm liking this idea because I think that she's smart, and I think that she would. I mean, I think she would pull together the right kind of movie for Captain Marvel. And I think it's important to have a female director too, somebody that knows how to have like an empowered woman. Because let's face it, if they get the Russo brothers to do Captain Marvel, it's not gonna be quite right.
No.
Joss Whedon, sure, he could do it. You know what I'd rather see him do is the Black Widow movie if Scarlett Johansson gets her way because she's trying to lobbying to get a Black Widow movie made, which as we've said 8 million times on our podcast,
Amazing.
I am down with that. That's how you get Joss Whedon back because he said he's done after Ultron.
Right.
But you know what? He's not closing the door. He also said, well, if the right property came around, Black Widow would be the right property. Him doing a Black Widow movie, amazing. Sam Mendes doing a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Oh, can you imagine
Or,
like Skyfall but with Black Widow? Oh my!
Yeah, that's potential right there.
Oh, I would pass out. That'd be amazing. Okay, there was another one on there though I wanted to talk about, and I lost it here. That was a good one, Edward.
That was
Ryan
very good.
Gosling.
Yep.
Is in negotiations to be the lead in Blade
Blade
Runner
Runners 2.
Okay, so Blade Runner 2 I'm totally excited about, although it's reserved excitement because it's like, what are they going to do?
Right.
And then there was all this stuff that Harrison Ford is coming back, and you're like, well, if he's a replicant, how has he aged?
Right.
And he doesn't look like he did then.
No.
So are they going to say he's not a replicant, even though Ridley Scott has said he is a replicant? He's come out and said, yes, he was a replicant. So, okay, somehow they make it work. Maybe there's organic tissue over the robot, and that's what makes it work, okay?
Right.
But he can't be your lead.
No. Not in
Ryan
that.
Gosling, when I saw that name, I'm like, number one guy that should be the lead in Blade Runner.
Yeah, because he needs to. I think he would be a perfect for that superhero lead and that kind of thing, and he would be good.
perfect.
And he doesn't have
Okay.
that in his resume, unlike
But
all
he
the other
also-
people who have at least one superhero title in there.
But I don't want to
belt.
see him as the next Captain America. The idea of him being in that Decker Blade Runner
Right.
universe, that is right on. Did you see the movie Drive? You didn't see it, did
Nope.
you?
Yes.
He was astounding in the movie Drive. That is a tough movie.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. And this guy, I mean, I loved the movie. I love the idea of him being in Blade Runner 2.
And
Okay.
if they can
And I
make
know
it
it's
work.
just speculation right now, but
Right.
please make
Because
that
they
happen.
were talking about not Tom Hardy. Who were they talking about doing it first?
Oh, I don't know.
There was somebody else that I thought you had mentioned. We had mentioned in another
Blade
podcast.
Runner 2?
For Blade Runner 2. Maybe it was Harrison Ford coming back and
Harrison
maybe
Ford,
playing
they've
some part.
said, is coming back for Blade Runner 2. I just don't know how that's going to work. But I didn't want him to be the lead.
Right. No.
I don't want it to be Indiana Jones 4, where Indiana Jones needs a walker
Yes.
and then gets blown through the air in a refrigerator and survives a nuclear blast. I don't want
Yes.
any of that happening to my Blade Runner.
Because where was Wolverine? That's all I have to ask. So
Right. Ryan Gosling, he's the right guy. And you know
Yeah.
what? They could make a series of Blade Runner movies with this guy because he's young enough.
Oh, sure.
He's the right type. He has that Harrison Ford vibe about him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd rather see him doing this Harrison Ford than him being in Indiana Jones.
yeah, he was in. What was that movie he was just in where he plays a political consultant a few years ago? He was fantastic in it. where he
Political
I
consultant.
want to say maybe it was with George Clooney or somebody where he plays like he's a guy who consults with a guy running for president, and he kind of makes a misstep. He reaches too far. He was absolutely fantastic, and I'm sorry I don't know the name.
I don't know what that is.
It was like
I
4 or
have no
5
idea
years
what
ago.
that
He
is.
Wait,
was,
it's not the one where he's the with the Clooney movie where he what was the name of that one? Michael something.
Oh, not Michael Clayton. Michael. I know what you're
Remember
talking
the
about.
one where he travels a lot? No, there's two. There's one where he travels a lot. That's the one with Vera Sudeikis or whatever. The one Farmiga.
It's Vera
Not that
Farmiga
one.
and Anna Kendrick.
No,
Up in the air? That was really
a
good.
Great
Yes.
movie. No. What's Edward? Come on. What's that movie?
I have no idea.
Sorry.
I don't see it.
It's the one with George Clooney where they blow up his car.
Yes.
Is that the one?
No, it's another one.
That was an amazing movie. I could watch that movie now.
He's a talented actor, and then
Let's shut down and go watch that movie. It's so good.
A side note with Ryan Gosling, did you see where he talked about hiring? Yeah,
Brain freeze.
I will
Wait
get
a minute.
back.
I think we got Star Wars did it. It melted part of our brain
It did
stems.
melt part
Chris,
of
we're
my
going to
brain
have to sit next to each other so we form one brain.
Sorry, we're gonna have to. Yes,
Sorry,
form
Edward,
of
you're gonna
one.
get
Form
squished.
of one. We're gonna do Wonder Twin powers. So.
Wonder
All
Twin powers. Form of one brain.
We'll get back to this week in Geek. Daredevil.
Daredevil.
Oh,
yeah, that's
wow.
Geek news this week. Did
Yeah.
you watch it, Edward? You're not allowed.
I've not seen it.
No,
Yeah, you're not allowed, man.
Oh,
This
my.
is not. This is not for kids.
I've been in an episode and a half, and I'm just
What, you're
like,
10, right? You can't see it.
You can't.
10, right?
Sure, I'm 10.
Right.
Gee.
Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's it. 10.
It's-
Good. Nice job.
It's amazing.
It's crazy good. So
We are doing, enough said, we're doing a Patreon. I'm not plugging this, although I am.
Enough
we
said.
We started our Patreon thing where we are going to have a Daredevil show on our feed.
Okay.
But then Jack Alil and I are doing the Daredevil series for Patreon subscribers only.
Oh, nice.
So and it's hard because Alil has already watched 8 of the episodes. We're doing 2 a week. So we watched 4. And
Lil's
I've
watched.
already forgotten.
No,
and I'm like,
Lil has not watched 8. He's watched.
yeah, oh no, he said last night he's watched 8. He said, I'll be done with them by tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen
I
all
want
of
to
them.
binge through them, but I can't remember exactly what happened in
Right.
those early episodes. So now, because of the way we're doing it, I got to go back.
Well, you need to watch
Oh
them a
no,
couple
that's
times
so
to get
bad.
them,
You have
so.
to go back and watch it again.
Oh, it's so
It's-
good.
Oh yeah, even the beginning, even like the little kind of how he
And
loses his
all of
eyesight.
it.
You're just like, okay.
Yeah,
all
I,
of it.
I think I saw like the beginning
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Spoiler, he's blind.
On off, yeah. The only
seconds
thing
in.
that the radioactive wasn't green.
Yeah, right. It's not
Yeah,
like in the
no.
Ben Affleck movie. Yeah, and Elektra hasn't shown up to have a fight in a park.
Yeah,
Remember
rooftop
that when
park.
they
We're
had
all
to
set.
fight in the park.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Hey, there were some.
I like
obvious
that movie
gaps.
though. If you watch the director's cut, the director's cut is good.
It isn't that horrible. It just doesn't
No.
live up to expectation, and that's
No,
why there's.
and I'm a huge Daredevil fan, so it was
Right.
fun to see, and I loved, that it was a Daredevil movie. But really, in
Right.
hindsight,
Although-
especially at that time, it was right after the first 2 Spider-Man movies had come
Right.
out, which were so good.
Yes.
And then you saw this, and you're like, oh.
and
Then you
Colin
saw the
Farrell,
third one, and you're like,
Colin Farrell as
"Aw."
Bullseye.
And then we saw the third one, and I'm like, I think Daredevil poisoned the well.
What happened?
Affleck
Wait,
poisoned
rewind.
the well.
Delete.
Oh no! Well, if Ben Affleck did that, the new Batman Superman movie.
It's poisoning the DC well.
Yes.
Although I don't think so. I think DC's well is already poisoned. I think that they got to stop scrambling and they'll figure it
I
out.
think it's going to be fine. I really do because I think there'll be a different edge. I think it'll be fine. I don't think it'll be super fantastic, but I think it'll be fine.
Case in point, the Flash movie. They announced this week that Phil Lord and I usually know both of their names right off the top of my head. Phil Lord and Chris Miller are developing the Flash for Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Okay, we're all loving the TV show. We're all getting used to the TV show. The TV show is covering basically all the Flash stories.
Right.
What are they going to do in
Yeah.
the movie? Oh, we're going to create something new for the movie. No.
Right.
And
Speed Force.
yeah, what?
Yeah, no kidding.
And these guys, they're known for making comedies, and they're good at it. So is this going to be their foray into action movies? And if it is, why? Why are they doing The Flash? Is it going to be Barry Allen? Because guess what? We've got a Barry Allen. We're watching him.
Yes.
You watch. They're going to have the Trickster,
Yes.
and he's going to be goofy, and they're going to have the Flash. And it's going to be
they
like
already have the Trickster.
no, I
Hey.
mean in the movie.
Jim Carrey.
Jim. Oh no!
It'll be
Jim Carrey will be the trickster.
It'll be Edward Nygma. And I can just see it. I hate to say it like that. It'll be.
And here you said it's going to be fine. So
I didn't say the Flash is going to be fine.
I like these guys, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. I like them, but this is not the direction it needs to go, in my opinion.
No.
Now maybe they've written something amazing, and they're saying, "Look, here's something we're working on. Here's the idea," and they will, because they can write a script. It doesn't have to be funny,
right?
But I think they're the wrong guys to tap for this. Did you see 21 Jump Street?
Oh yeah.
No.
They made it a comedy.
Oh,
it's these guys. Did you see the Lego movie?
They took a mockery and made it into a comedy.
It didn't have pathos in it.
Yeah. They didn't even use Legos in it. Holy cow. Well, no, you know what? And
although the Craggle was scary.
We have discussed this in other podcasts and other ways that you have to be. I think you have to be smart about what you do with all of the properties and every way you deliver it.
Yes.
Where you will definitely, you can't separate the movies and the shows.
Right.
You need to make them a contiguous part of the whole action. And when you do that, you just
But they're not. They're not
people.
unifying it.
No, they're not. And that's one thing I'm worried about with Star Wars because.
Oh, I'm not worried about it with Star Wars.
I'm not worried about the movies, but they could really, really, really make a ton of money by doing it right with doing shows and doing Netflix.
Yeah.
And
you know what?
doing
Lucas
HBO.
was already setting that stuff kind of in motion.
Right.
Disney owns Marvel. They understand the power of this connectivity. Yeah. They're going to get it right. And you want me to say mark my words? Because I love to say it. Mark my words, there will be a point where Disney is poised to possibly buy DC. And when that happens, they will take that property and do this right.
So will the Emperor put the bat signal up and hope he comes and helps?
Right.
I'm just wondering. Oh, no, we need some help. Let's go.
Batman.
Help me, Batman. Darth Vader shows up with
You wear
Yes.
black.
That's right. Yes.
We all wear black.
Well,
Okay,
you know,
we're
I just
not
because
getting
So
through any of
I
this
have
news.
one.
Go ahead.
The
Go.
Purple Man and Luke Cage
Yes.
pictures.
Yes.
Yes, so they
It's-
released pictures of
yeah.
David Tennant as the Purple Man, but he's only in the purple suit.
Yeah,
He's not purple yet.
He's not purple yet.
But did
Oh,
this
he will
totally
be.
tweak you when you saw it?
It did.
I was like, I want this show today.
I really like the Purple Man, his character.
yeah, and
I hope they do it right.
Luke Cage, spot on.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The look of Jessica Jones, spot on. I'm way into this. And after this Daredevil series, it takes place in that same universe. It's all going to be tied together. I can't wait. And now, all that hype around it,
Right.
I was on IMDb, and I was looking something up, and I noticed they have the Defenders 8-episode series, which they have not officially announced. They've announced the 4 Netflix series.
Right.
Okay.
It is on IMDb as 8 episodes happening after the 4th one of these.
Nice.
Defenders is happening,
Great.
which is super exciting to me. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, of course. And then today there was also news, I don't know if you saw this, but this is real spoilery, but from a reliable source, it looks like the Defenders from the Netflix shows are going to be in Infinity Wars.
Ooh, nice.
Yes, Infinity Wars probably 1 will feature the Defenders. So we've got like 4 years before that happens. But that's 4 years of excitement. 4 years of we'll have like 6 Star Wars movies between now and then.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a stroke over this. I'm so
That's
excited.
like 220 this week in Geek. So that's like crazy.
Can you imagine?
So I have.
We'll be the #1 show at that point on Southgate Media Group.
Well, with Infinity Wars.
Or Live at the Blue Box. Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth says he's contracted for Avengers Infinity Wars Part 1 and 2.
Right. Well, what the story is yes, he does say that he's contracted for it, but what they were really getting at, if you read the article about it, he came out and said that his contract is only 3 more movies.
Oh, yeah.
So that's Thor 3 and the 2 Infinity Wars. Although I have heard that they've said that those original Avengers are not in the first Infinity Wars movie. So if they're going to use him as a cameo and burn Thor that way, that seems a little weird. If he's got 3 movies, we're assuming it's the 2 Infinity Wars, but it could be...
Correct.
It could be, any of these things.
Yeah.
But it probably won't go past Infinity Wars.
No, well, it also sounds like a little posturing to me to say,
it
hey,
does to me too.
let's pony up, boys. So.
You know what? And here's the thing. Yes, he's great as Thor, but there is going to be a point where they're just going to not reboot, recast, just like James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
Or with Thor, they've established now that there's a woman Thor in the comics. How dare you? I want to see a female Thor. That would be awesome.
I don't.
As long as it's not Julia Roberts. Oh,
well, what about the girl that plays in Game of Thrones? She would be fantastic as Thor, and I can't remember the name of.
Who's the girl in
Game of Thrones?
Oh, Game of Thrones. I was thinking of Hunger Games, but she's already Mystique.
Yeah, she's
not right. No, the one in Game of Thrones.
She would be. I think she would be a great Thor because.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage. He'd be awesome as Thor.
Not Peter Dinklage. No, the one who plays.
I want to see him as Thor. Can you imagine?
No,
he'd be awesome.
That's a drunk
Shia
Thor.
LaBeouf.
He's a drunk Thor.
Shia LaBeouf.
No, not Shia LaBeouf.
I can't think of her name, but she plays. She plays the Knight, and I think she'd be great.
Yeah, she'd be really good. I can't think of her name either. She's the one that played Martin, right? Oh, no, that was Black Knight. So Brett Spiner, here's something that we've talked about on this show. It came out this week that Brett Spiner is returning for Independence Day 2. Now, I said this before when we were sitting up here, that they've got to get him back. And I believe it was Chris or Alil said, he's dead. There's no way he'd come back.
He's dead.
Well, guess what? He's coming back for Independence Day 2.
Did Jeff Goldblum do something with the cable signal, the satellite feed?
It's chaos theory.
Nice. Okay. Wait, Jurassic Park. I apologize.
But this time he's gonna be. Jeff Goldblum's gonna use his Apple Watch and control the spaceship with it.
Smoke a big cigar. Okay.
I'm actually excited because I like Brent Spiner and I liked him in the movie, and I don't care if this movie is badass crazy. I want it to be. I want it to be like he walks in and they're like, "Weren't you dead?"
Sure.
Maybe you don't know it, but I'm Data. I'm a robot.
I'm Robert Loggia.
I'd be all. Oh yeah, he'd be good in it too.
He's in the movie. He was in the original.
Was he? What was he in the movie?
He was in the movie.
Was he like vice president or something?
He was like head general. Robert Loggia.
He was?
Yes, he was.
Yes.
Although the guy who was
Bring back Robert Loggia.
Although the guy who was like his advisor, didn't he just pass away? The guy who played the character actor that was like that played the president.
Jeff Goldblum?
No, sorry. This is news.
Wait, who is it?
What? Independence Day. We're talking about
the president died.
No, the guy who played the guy who played like the president's advisor.
Oh, I don't know.
He
who
passed
that was.
away. He's like a character actor. So
okay,
I don't think he's coming back.
Okay, well maybe. Brett Spiner's coming back.
No, like in real life dead, not career dead.
So here's horrible news. Here's horrible news that I don't think anybody's going to want to hear. They're going to do the Rocky Horror Picture Show as a live TV event.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Just like they did Sound of Music and Peter Pan, which was
What are they going to do?
They're going to do the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Did they not learn when they did it for the 25th anniversary? They had
It sounds horrible.
Who is Mark McCormick? Well, who's the guy that was in Will and Grace?
I don't know.
Something McCormick. He did. Eric McCormick. He played, and he was a huge Rocky Horror fan. He played Frank. And he did it.
Was it on Broadway or something?
No, it was on like NBC, and it was.
Was it?
Awful.
Well, I think it's
awful.
Fox is going to. They want to compete with NBC with their live event or whatever. Whoever does the live event, ABC it must be. They want to compete. They want to do Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm like, if it. First of all, I'm not a fan of the movie. I know a lot of people love the movie. I'm just not really a fan of it.
Oh, the movie itself is
not
horrible,
good. Yeah.
but the atmosphere around the movie is fantastic.
But here's the thing.
That's like Big Trouble in Little China. The
No,
horrible movie, but the atmosphere around it is great.
You know what? That's not a horrible movie. I take umbrage with that. That's an awesome movie. But
Okay.
Now I can't think. We've stroked out again here. Who's the lead guy? Tim Curry.
Tim Curry, who has nothing to do with the movie.
If Tim Curry, you can't. He is Frankenfurter. His delivery, the way he does the whole thing. I mean, he's the reason that movie works. You take him out of it, anyone else is doing either a bad impression, a bad caricature of Tim Curry, or I don't want to see it.
Right.
Wait, I think I should just skip to that. I don't want to see it. This whole thing sounds horrible. And if it's a live TV event at home, what are you going to do? Throw toast at your screen?
Yes.
You're going to have an umbrella
toast.
out like, oh, it's raining.
The bad part is you have to clean it up afterward. It's a disaster. So
this stinks. Yeah, terrible.
Having seen it.
And I can already see those stupid lips, but it's going to be like a new logo with the lips on, coming soon. Oh, fuck.
And then they'll go to the Men in Black impersonation of Riff Raff. at the newsstand, it'll be bad.
No.
Which was some great homage, but it was just bad. So yeah, I mean, of all the
Men in
things,
Black,
of
though.
all the things that you could do, why would you bring that back?
Why would you do that?
Because it's impossible to do on live. I mean,
it is. Well, you know what?
On
Band
network
was
TV.
terrible too. But if you take these, I thought Sound of Music was lame. I thought that was terrible. Why can't they pull this together? Do Music Man and hire a real director that does these kind of things. Don't get a Broadway director. Get a TV director that understands how to put together a live event. Mix it with a Broadway director that understands that thing.
Sure.
And then you can have something special to watch.
Well, and don't hire a singer to be
Don't hire
a Broadway
Christopher
actress.
Walken, who's walking around, doesn't even know he's in it.
Right.
He kept having to sit down to rest his prostate through the whole thing. Yeah. You know, Captain Hook must have scratched himself.
Well, like Sound of Music,
stand that long.
Right. Carrie Underwood has a great voice, and she's a great singer. She is not a Broadway actress.
No, but she's fun to look at with the sound off.
Well, you know, but yeah, I mean,
that's not a good.
No,
that
it wasn't good.
Not good.
Okay, then.
Do the Music Man.
Yeah.
Just do the Music Man and stop.
Bring back Richard. It's Richard Preston, right?
Yes.
Yes.
No, Robert
Preston.
I
Bring
have
back Robert
nothing
Preston.
to
No,
say.
you want to do a Robert Preston. Do a musical
Last
version
Starfighter?
of Last Starfighter.
Sorry.
Edward, we always get there. How great was he in Last Starfighter when he
Yes.
was the lizard guy?
Yes.
I love that. I love Robert Preston as the lizard guy. He was in Victor Victoria, too. Did you ever see that, Edward?
I haven't seen nothing.
No? You'd love it. Don't do that. You know what? That's going to be next. They're going to do that one because nobody saw that musical, and they're going to go, well, let's do Victor Victoria next.
The last Victor Starfighter.
Oh, no.
Man.
Oh, no. I don't want to see that. I want to see Music Man mixed with – I want him to be a replicant in Music Man, and halfway through the show, pull his mask off, and he's a lizard, and he's convincing everybody to be in the band, and then he takes over the world. It's the greatest thing, Music Man 2.
That is the worst.
That
The
would
worst
be-
ever.
No, it wouldn't.
Wasn't that a movie with Nicolas Cage, Music Man 2?
That would be so
Ghost
good.
Rider.
He would be the guy I would cast. Nicolas Cage and Gary Busey in Music Man 2.
No, Nicolas Cage as Ghost Rider in that movie.
Oh, that would...
So,
With
to get away from...
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, he should be in it too. Gary Busey, Mel Gibson, and Nicolas Cage. Yes. Yes, we've just gone to 5 stars. Try and knock it down from there. Can't do it. And the
Shia
Music
LaBeouf.
Man is a lizard. That knocked it down. Yeah, sorry.
So,
Dark
I-
Tower. Dark Tower is officially happening. Sony has finally pulled the
Nice.
trigger. They are doing the Dark Tower series. This has been going on for a long time. We even talked about it on This Week in Geek before, but it's now official. Sony has said they are doing it. Now, what I haven't read is how they're doing it. Originally, Ron Howard's people with Brian Glazer were going to do it. They were going to do a series of movies, like I think there were 4 movies, and then a TV show to fill in the blanks. I mean, it was really an ambitious thing. But Sony said they're doing the whole property. I don't know how they're possibly going to do the whole property.
Right.
because by about book 3, it's like, what happened?
Yes.
But I'm excited. Is anyone else excited for Dark Tower?
No.
Jenny is. All right, Jenny. Thank
Jenny,
you.
God
I'm
love you,
excited
Jenny.
for it. I'm more excited for Music Man 2. I can't stop thinking about it.
No, but
Please
no.
make him a lizard.
But Shia LaBeouf
And
is
Brett
the star.
Spiner's in it. Yes.
No, Shia LaBeouf is the star.
Simpsons no longer going to be on DVD or Blu-ray. Does anybody care?
No,
This was the big announcement this week.
I don't care.
Oh no, they're not doing it anymore. Do you care?
I don't care.
We have Netflix and we have FFX or FXX or whatever that is. We can watch it on there. I mean,
Excited fan.
you have access to this stuff. You know, I think we're rapidly approaching the point when they're not going to be putting stuff out on DVD.
No.
And for Blu-ray, why would you put The Simpsons on Blu-ray unless you have a lot of extra features, which they're not doing?
Yeah.
Put it on Netflix, put it on Hulu, put it out on those
Right,
types of
it's
services. And for Blu-ray, you put out the big things. Put out Avengers 2 on Blu-ray. Put out Music Man 2 on Blu-ray. That's the stuff you want on Blu-ray. Black Widow movie I want on Blu-ray.
Hawkeye movie.
And you want the director's cut of that movie, I can tell. So.
Here's what I don't want on Blu-ray. Ian McKellen is playing Cogsworth in the live-action Beauty and the Beast.
No.
Enough with these live-action adaptations.
Yeah.
I like how they don't even test one movie. They go,
Right.
okay.
Well, no, they did
everything-
Cinderella, and they did
Right.
Well, those two, they can't.
they did Maleficent.
they-
Both great, right?
They can be live action because they can do that.
Right.
But you have,
Beauty and the Beast,
Bam-
they can do live action, but
they're going to have Bambi live
but
action.
don't have Bambi live action. No, Brave Little Toaster. That's when we know it's the end of times.
No.
That's when Arnold Schwarzenegger
All right,
shows
so-
up, and
so
it's
that
the end
was
of days.
the best movie, Brave Little Toaster.
Brave Little Toaster is great. The sequel's not so good. Robert Preston's not in it.
That's right.
Ant-Man trailer hit this week. Did you guys like it?
What?
How dare you? I was amazed. You weren't?
I didn't see it.
You don't know then. It's
I don't what?
the Ant-Man trailer.
Oh, I haven't
It's
seen
getting
it.
lost in the shuffle of all these big things. But
Right.
It's the next Marvel movie after the Avengers. And I am telling you, this preview is amazing. He fights the Yellow Jacket, and they keep showing how like they're in the middle of the fight, and like Yellow Jacket is like giant and pulls back to punch him, and he's like a little ant.
Yeah.
He goes, and he shrinks in mid-punch. Bam! And it's like, this is fantastic. And the best part is at the end, they're fighting, and it shows like this big like action. Dun, 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 dun. They're fighting,
Yeah.
And they're on train tracks, and a train's coming, and you notice as the train's coming, it's Thomas. And then the camera pulls back.
Wait,
and
Thomas the Train?
Yes, they're ant size. so the train is a little kid's Thomas set. And they're like, and then it cuts back to them, and they're fighting, and then you're like a train like going off the rails, like no, and then it pulls back. It's just the Thomas crew go boop off the track. I was dying. It's so awesome. But the Yellow Jacket looks great. Evangeline Lilly from Lost plays the Wasp in it. I heard that she doesn't turn into the Wasp until the very end.
Right.
But she's going to be great as the Wasp.
Okay.
She looks like what I would think the Wasp. Like she's got that look. So, yeah, man. Ant-Man trailer, if you haven't seen it, check it out. I mean, it doesn't have a giant Star Destroyer crashed on Tatooine, but it does have a Thomas the Tank Engine fight scene, which is amazing.
Right.
And I don't want to spoil it. I know a spoiler about it. All I can say is the Thomas thing is fantastic, something that happens.
And there's another Mad Max Fury Road trailer that came out.
Oh, I didn't see it. Oh my gosh,
yeah.
the first one is just incredible.
It's
You know
more
what? This movie
explosions
better
and
be
more-
huge.
It's going to be atrocious.
Because they've said if it's huge,
Yeah.
it's there. Tom Hardy is going to be. He's doing a trilogy of them.
that would be great if he could do
They
it.
mishandled Judge Dredd. I hope they don't mishandle this because Judge Dredd should have been a trilogy. Should have been
Sure.
an ongoing series. There should have been a theme park. I should have had a casket made into the Judge Dredd costume.
That's right.
I mean, it should have been that big. Instead, I have a Kiss one. But I really want to see this.
It looks the problem I guess I have with the whole Mad Max franchise is in the 80s it was such a huge difference of what our established like post-apocalyptic view was.
Right.
Now it's the standard. So
Right.
how are they
Yeah.
going to change it? I mean,
Now they just have to do crazy action.
well, it is.
and-
Have you seen what they're doing?
Yes.
They're driving on. I mean, it's
And
like
the poles
the
and they're,
poles
like,
and stuff. It's
flipping.
like, and then just people are just getting obliterated like left and right.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Yes.
high
It's gonna
body
be like-
count with a lot of explosions. So,
Are you going to be allowed to see this, Edward?
Ruth, no.
Ruth, is he allowed to see
Mad Max, yes, no.
Yes. Fury
Yes,
Road.
Ruth, yes.
Yep.
I'll watch it with my dad
I think
sometime.
we're going to go. Yeah, we'll wait until your mom's out of town.
That's right.
And,
There we go.
And we're, yeah.
That's right.
We'll watch it with
That's
John.
what happens.
We're going on a field trip. We're
So-
going to go.
We're having a This Week in Geek field trip. Come on, Edward. Lil's going to wear you in a Baby Bjorn, and we're going to go.
We're going to go to Uncle Lil's house and watch Aliens.
Alila's Baymax.
Yeah, right.
That's big.
So I have one.
You got one?
That suits me. Deadpool as Ryan Reynolds is posing with,
Oh, yeah, with the chick.
Niga Sonic Teenage. Niga, yeah.
Okay, is she a character? I don't know
Yes.
these.
She is the student of Emma Frost.
Okay, is she important in this?
I think so.
Okay, well, that's a
think
non-story.
I'm trying to get away with it.
I don't know. Sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting to see. I'm liking
Yeah.
what I'm seeing. I'm still not sold.
I'm sold.
I'm going to say that up until I see it, I think.
I'm like, oh, look, a Deadpool movie.
But I wasn't
I'm
sold on
watching it.
Ant-Man until I saw that preview, and now
Right.
I'm freaking out over it.
Because, you're looking and like Ant-Man, they're putting Paul Rudd in that, and Paul Rudd is 50-50 at best, I think, in
Right.
being great or being eh. And I think he can be great because he was great in a lot of different
Right.
vehicles.
I think Marvel's going to get it right with him.
Yeah, I do too, so it'll be good.
I really do.
Also, hey, one more quick thing. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that started this week. Now, we didn't
wow.
watch it,
Oh,
but I had to post 2 podcasts this week about the pilot episode, so
Oh,
I
man.
was listening going, don't listen.
no, don't.
listen.
It's
Amazing.
Amazing. the problem is they have so much to cover that they could only cover half of what they needed to get started in the first week. So, in George R.R. Martin style, and I don't know where they're going to go. They need to start killing some people to close some of these plot arcs. Because
people die in that show.
Oh, they do. They do. But it was so crazy
Everyone
in the beginning.
dies.
It is. At the end, everyone dies. That's the best way to look at it. But it was as visually spectacular as it could be. The whole thing. The big surprise. There's dragons and knights and people die. I mean, there wasn't much of
Big
that,
dragons,
but there was
lots of people die.
There's a lot of plot that they covered and got squared away, and it's going to be interesting.
I tried not to listen, but that's big news this week. Okay, I'm going to run down these because we're running out of time.
Sure.
First of all, Spielberg is officially directing BFG for Disney. So that is big news. He's actually directing for Disney. It's the first time he's doing that. BFG is a great book. And Bill Hader is playing the BFG in it, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. I'm a little nervous about it. I love the story, but I'm a little nervous like it's going to be like, I don't know, like when Jack Black was Gulliver. But it's Spielberg directing it. So
no, Hader's better than that, though. I think Hader has more depth than Jack Black.
Well, and Spielberg is amazing.
Yes.
But Spielberg also has had missteps. And if he is trying to make this too much of a kiddie movie, he might go that route, and that would be disappointment. Olivia Munn has been cast as Psylocke in the X-Men. Big controversy about this, but I don't care. She'll be fine, and she looks the part.
She'll be great.
I mean, every picture I saw of Psylocke, I'm like, that looks like Olivia Munn.
Exactly, it does look like her. So, and what has she been bad in? I think she's been good in.
Yeah, she's fine. She was great on Attack of the Show. MTV's Scream. They have a Scream TV show. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah, it comes out on the 30th of something. Maybe it's June 30th?
The 30th of February.
I wrote down 3/30/15. I think I missed the date. But the Scream trailer debuted at the MTV Awards this week. And, I'm going to watch it. And I'll tell you what.
I'm not.
I'll tell you why. It looks absolutely like a horror movie. I think they got the tone right. I just don't know how they can possibly sustain it more than like 2 episodes. So
are the Wayans in it? If you had a Wayans there's enough Wayans you could add one every show, and it'll be like on for 10 years.
And at the end, this has been a public service. We've killed another Wayans. Right. Okay. Let's see. Here's one that Edward will be excited about. Joe Dirt 2 had a preview that came out this week. It's only on Crackle, and it looks like it was shot on the video camera we shoot our show on. So, David Spade, way to go. I think this is going to be terrible. The teaser?
No.
The teaser for Hateful Eight came out.
Oh, yes.
Did you see the teaser?
No, but I saw it. I'm going to watch
nothing except like it's animated, and the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, when does this come out? Take my money. Well, Tarantino Western. I'm so.
I saw the cast list, and I'm like, yep. So
done. What didn't we hit here? Oh, this one's actually big. They're actually in negotiations or trying to tempt Matthew Vaughn to direct a sequel to Flash Gordon.
Oh, I saw that.
We talked about Flash Gordon
we
before,
did.
but this is a sequel to that Sam Jones movie with Michael Vaughn directing it. I'm so into it.
Flash Gordon.
I'm going to lose my voice. I'm so excited. That is amazing.
As long as we can get Timothy Dalton back, who was the best in that movie.
Yes. When he put his hand in the thing.
Yeah.
Did you see Flash Gordon?
Yes, I have.
It's so good. And at the end when Ming grabs his ring.
Yes.
It'll be. And I hope the big flying guy is back. And
he's
the
no
best.
He's no longer with
the
us.
Best.
No, but you know what? They could get somebody else. They could get the guy that played Gimli.
Oh yeah.
See? I can't think of his name. Witherspoon. Yeah, Reese Witherspoon. She can play the winged guy with the hairy winged guy.
That would be good.
She's been out of public eye for a while, so that could happen.
Who, Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah.
She's in some horrible looking girl cop buddy movie that's coming out. It looks awful.
Is it with
yes.
Samantha Mathis or whatever? No,
it's Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
And Sandra Bullock.
Okay, my last one. Dominic Cooper this is an announcement because we've talked about it on This Week in Geek. Dominic Cooper is officially in final negotiations, it sounds like, to play Jesse Custer in AMC's The Preacher. This is so on my radar. This is an amazing graphic novel. Dominic Cooper is the right guy for this. I can't wait.
He is fantastic. So.
And him as the. Did you ever read Preacher?
No, I haven't.
Good.
Okay, you shouldn't.
haven't.
Your mom's
All
not
right.
going to allow you to. That'll be when she's out of town. It's so incredible. He's a preacher, and there's a vampire, and Tulip is his girlfriend, and there's a guy named. Okay, kids, close your ears. Assface. It's a guy that. And it's amazing.
Yes.
It's a proper name, so I'm not really swearing. So there we go.
No, well, yeah, you are, but.
Okay, last thing. Eddie Redmayne, I don't know who that is, but he is up for.
He played Stephen Hawking, Eddie Redmayne.
Okay, I didn't see it. Is that a good movie?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I guess, yes.
It won, 3 or 4 Oscars.
So he's up for.
It just won 3
Yeah,
or
he just
4
won the
Oscars.
Oscar for Best Actor. No big deal.
I just saw Waterworld this year, so. But he is in he's up for the lead in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the new Harry Potter movie, which will be a trilogy. It sounds like. I just hope he doesn't sound like Where are the Fantastic Beasts?
Yes.
Bad. I usually do a better one.
The beatboxer.
I had what is it called? A Magic Bar Latte tonight, and I think it ruined my impressions.
Yay, that's good.
If you want to blame the Magic Bar Latte, that would be perfectly okay. So
I couldn't do Harrison Ford tonight. I can usually pull that off, but I couldn't do it. It's the latte.
It was.
I liked it a lot.
It was very David Duchovny-like.
You know what, Chris?
Everyone's
As
so
long as
happy.
we're wrapping
Older.
things up here, I want to hear what's in the Magic Bar Latte.
The Magic Bar Latte is dark chocolate, caramel, and coconut syrup.
All
in latte.
sorts of wonderful.
All sorts of wonderful in a glass. with
That's
caffeine.
it. Thank you for listening to This Week in Geek, everybody. We will be back next Saturday.
Woo!